We have been testing electric cars and electric scooters for a while at OVERDRIVE, but this is one of the first times I think that I'm testing a fully electric motorcycle in India. This, of course, is the Revolt RV400. It's a motorcycle we saw very recently when it was showcased for the first time, and it's now time to tell you how this motorcycle feels like to ride. And I think it looks pretty impressive on paper in terms of the setup. The design is sporty, it's got upside down forks in the front and a monoshock at the rear, disc brakes at both ends. So yes, that is a very sporty setup. And to make the most of this setup, Revolt is having us ride this motorcycle at a go-kart track. So let's go for a ride. Before that, let's take a look at the motorcycle. The RV400 is very compact in size and is just about as large as a 100cc commuter motorcycle. The design language though is far from boring or quirky though, and in fact the RV400 has been styled to look like a street fighter. The headlamp uses vertically stacked beams including a projector, and its housing also integrates LED strips on either side that function as daytime running lamps. The instrument cluster is a monochrome LCD display and offers a lot of information including range, charge status, and also how much power the bike is consuming on the go, courtesy a tachometer style readout. The side panels add to the bike's stance with their aggressive design, while the scoop seat merges nicely into the hump that usually is the fuel tank on conventional motorcycles and gives the bike a dash of sportiness. The RV400 uses an aluminum swing arm along with a bolt-on subframe, and these are elements usually seen only on premium motorcycles. Overall, the RV400 looks nice, especially in the red and black paint scheme you see here. Now the final drive on the RV400 is a belt drive and not a chain sprocket set that you see on conventional motorcycles, and that of course is in the interest of reducing losses in terms of the power that comes from a 3 kilowatt motor. Now the motor sits underneath here, and the juice for that comes from a lithium-ion battery that is positioned here in what usually is the fuel tank. You can just flip it open. That's where the battery sits, and this is a portable battery. You can actually take it out, carry it home and charge it. But the battery weighs about 15 kilos, so it is quite heavy and is not very convenient in that sense in terms of the charging. So which is why Revolt also gives you an onboard charger and a portable charger as well. Revolt says the battery can be charged up to 75% in just 3 hours, while a full charge takes 4.5 hours. And apart from the removable battery and portable charger, you can also order a fully charged battery through Revolt's smartphone app and get it delivered to a location of your choice. That said, it remains to be seen how big Revolt's network is for the purpose and what is the average time for a battery to be delivered to a customer. More importantly, Revolt is claiming the RV400 boasts an ARAI certified range of 156 km on a single charge, and the bike should thus cover at least 100 km on a full charge before running out of juice, which is a lot of distance. Revolt has also equipped the RV400 with 3 riding modes which alter the throttle response and top speed both. Modes can be switched via a toggle switch on the right side of the handlebar, with mode 3 being the full-blown mode. Revolt claims the RV400 can hit a speed of 85 km per hour in mode 3, and the track we rode on allowed us to touch a speedometer indicated 80 km per hour before having to brake for the corner. Acceleration is quick, and the RV400 had no trouble getting to 40 kmph quickly, which is impressive. The throttle is either on or off though, with absolutely no modulation. The RV400 features regenerative braking, and both brakes have been programmed to cut power the moment you start braking. While this will help in terms of recharging the battery, the fact that the throttle is cut off as soon as you start braking gets slightly irritating around corners. And just because it's an electric motorcycle, that does not mean that the RV400 cannot emit any sounds. In fact, very intelligently, Revolt has also packaged a speaker on board into the motorcycle that can mimic the sounds of a normal petrol engine motorcycle. And you can also change the sounds as per whatever you like from the smartphone app. And for now, this motorcycle has been programmed to sound like one that's powered by an inline 4-cylinder engine. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the upside down forks and the monoshock on this motorcycle hint at a sporty setup, and that's exactly what the suspension setup on the RV400 is like. It has a sporty feel to it, but without really compromising the ride quality. Of course, I'm saying this standing at a go-karting track and not on a public road. So that said, it remains to be seen how the ride quality is on public roads, but overall, on the track here, I do like the balance that this bike offers in terms of the ride and handling both. It feels confident, and of course it weighs about 108 kilos, which is just about the same as say a Honda Activa. And in that sense, the bike is pretty light and feels nimble around corners as well. The confidence offered by the RV400 on track tells me that it will handle well in urban conditions as well, which obviously is the typical domain for a small capacity electric motorcycle like it. The compact dimensions also help along with the bike's light weight, and making quick directional changes is no problem at all, as I found out around the chicanes on the track. Brakes offer a progressive feel, keeping the bike's target audience in mind, but the fact that Revolt has skipped ABS for now is glaring. The RV400 is only equipped with combined braking currently, and we are told that ABS will be added in the near future. On the other hand, comfort is decent only for short distances, especially since the motorcycle is quite compact in size, and those with a large frame might just find the seat slightly uncomfortable. So while we are yet to test this motorcycle on public roads and in the real world, I have to mention that the first impressions on track are pretty good. Especially when you think of this bike as a package, I think it all comes together very nicely, because in terms of the handling, in terms of the styling, this bike is sporty, and of course the overall feel is nice, and then you have the artificial intelligence and the functionalities through the smartphone connectivity that the bike offers. Overall, I think the Revolt RV400 has the potential to become a success as India's first fully electric motorcycle.